In the 1600s, the English-speaking settlement along the coast of South Carolina discovered that rice would grow in the Low Country, but they knew nothing about growing rice. So they brought the enslaved ancestors from the regions of West Africa to cultivate what became known as yellow gold, aka rice. Now, while the ancestors were here, they developed their own language and created some of the greatest folk music the world has ever known. Now, the language is called Gulla. It is an English-based Creole language. It's a combination of the English language and African-based expressions. Now, to give you some idea of what that sounds like, I will tell you a story. Here in the South, if we want to explain anything, we tell a story. This is a story about two gentlemen. One is from the North. We will call him a Northerner. The other one is from the South. We will call him a Southerner. These two gentlemen had come together to do some deer hunting. Now, the art of deer hunting involves spreading out a blanket of corn cobs and then two or more full-grown adult men. That's not an oxymoron, it just sounds like it. They climb into something not much bigger than a Barbie dollhouse. And they sit and they wait for deer to come to nibble on the corn. And when the deer comes to nibble on the corn, they shoot the deer. They call that deer hunting. Well, the Northerner didn't think the deer was coming as quickly as he thought they were going to come. So he looks to his Southern deer hunting companion with a comment and a question. He says, "Sir, there are no deer coming to the corn. Are we going to have to continue waiting for the deer to come to the corn?" To which the Southerner replied, "That's right." So he waits a little while longer, and still no deer had come to that corn. Again, he looks to his Southern partner, looking for some sort of explanation with the same comment and the same question. He says, "Sir, there are no deer coming to this corn. Are we going to have to continue waiting for the deer to come to this corn?" To which the Southerner replied, "That's right." So he decides to wait just a little while longer. Still no deer came to the corn. Again, the Northerner looks to his Southern deer hunting companion with the same comment and the same question. "Sir, there are no deer coming to this corn. Are we going to have to continue waiting for the deer to come to this corn?" To which the Southerner replied, "Good, you're listening." He says, "I don't understand. We've been out here for a long time, and no deer has come to this corn. The only thing bothering this corn is a possum that came by and got a bunch of corn and went running off into the bushes. Then a raccoon came by and it took some corn and it went running off into the bushes. Then what appeared to be some College of Charleston students. They didn't care about the corn, but they took the beer we had hidden in the bushes. Now, I know you don't want to leave, so why don't we just pack up and move to another spot? Just tell me why you don't want to do that." So the Southerner is going to explain to the Northerner why they're not going to do that. And I quote, "Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. But da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da." Northerner looks at him and says, "Come again." So he explains it again. "Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. But da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da." Northerner says, "You speak English, don't you?" Southerner said, "That's right." He said, "Well, tell me in English what you just said." So the Southerner explains to him in English what he said. The day that the deer is there, that's the day that they're not there. But the day that they are there, that's the day the deer is not there. Northerner says, I think I got it. Let me know if I'm correct. The day, that the day. But the day, that the day. Southerner says, that's correct. That's the end of that story, folks. You can applaud now. Thank you. Now, the music of the ancestors is called the spirituals. Now, many of the spirituals were used as coded message songs about the Underground Railroad. So if ever they wanted to talk about escaping, they would use biblical or railroad references. For instance, Canada was referred to as Canaan, home, promised land, or heaven. The stops along the way were called stations. The make-believe train was called a chariot. The guides were called conductors. And of course, the most famous conductor was Harriet Tubman. Her code name was Moses. I'm going to sing one of the spirituals for you, after which you are going to applaud with an abundance of vigor as I leave the stage. Thank you. Over my head, I hear trouble in the air. Over my head, I hear trouble in the air. Over my head, I hear trouble in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I feel freedom in the air. Over my head, I feel freedom in the air. Over my head, I feel freedom in the air. be a God. There must be a God. There must be a God.